Hey, welcome to Tim's Workshop. Today we're going to do a video on my Yamaha 2004 stroke 4 horse, and we have it in the barrel, and I normally have it hooked up to an auxiliary tank for my larger boat, because this is a kicker motor for it. But I want to take it out in my small aluminum boat and use it up at Lake Kavanaugh. One of my favorite lake for fishing when fishing season is reopened again, because right now, because of the coronavirus, they've shut down all the lakes, so temporarily, but hopefully we'll open back up once this is all over. So with the auxiliary tank, this thing ran really good, but what I did is went ahead and put gas in the tank that's on the motor, and brought it out here to start it up, and I can't keep it running without the choke on. So I think the tank had contamination in it, even though it looked empty. It really wasn't. It had like junk in it. So it cycled through and plugged up my carburetor again. This carburetor is very temperamental. So what we're going to do is I'm going to take the auxiliary tank off, clean all the lines, take the carburetor off, clean it again, and put it all back together, put good clean fuel in the tank with my marine stabilizer, Marine 360 stabilizer in it. Okay, so I wanted to show you what it's doing first of all. That's why I have it in the tank. So let's fire this up. There it goes. Well, there you go. Now you can see it will not run without the choke on. And it was really hard starting, which is not normal either. Alright, well, let's tear into this and see what's going on. I've had this tank off before, but I'm going to take the cowlings off, because it makes it easier to work on this without this stuff in the way. Of course, you have to disconnect a couple things to get it off, but let's start with these. Get these out. There's some underneath too, I believe. Next, to get this off is I unplugged the filter. Has a directional arrow which way it goes, so the fuel comes in that way. So filter looks pretty clean. I'll blow it out. We can still use it if it's not clogged. If it's clogged, then we'll have to get a new one. Now, so I have that disconnected, and then make sure your valve, your three-way valve, is closed, so the gas that's in here is not going to come out. Okay, so I got it disconnected from here right now, and there's no gas coming out of it, just a little bit. Now I can go ahead and take the gas tank and this all off at the same time. All right. Okay, so it's empty. I'm going to go ahead and take these lines all off and clean them out really good before and clean out the tank, rinse it out real good. Make sure that the spade is lubricated and cleaned real good. Yep. So before it goes back on, it'll get a thorough cleaning. Make sure you grease these things up real good. This one here is what tightens this down, so it's not real loose and vibrates when you're out in the water. You want a little bit of tension on it, so when you put the speed on where you want it to stay there. You don't want it to vibrate around. So, all right, so all that has to be lubricated and greased up good and all that. So we'll get all that maintenance step better. Okay, what else? So we got the carburetor out. Oh, the fuel line and the fuel pump. So yeah, we'll make sure that the fuel pump's good. So I have a way of testing that, and you've seen that video before on how to test the fuel pump and make sure it's not clogged. Yep. There's where the valves are for valve adjustment. So, you know, having the cowlings off, it's great. You got easy access to the spark plug to clean it. You know, everything, you know, it's a lot easier to get to. So I guess the next thing to do now is to clean the carburetor, clean the gas tank, clean the fuel lines, make sure the fuel pump is working properly before I put it all back together. So you've seen me clean the carburetor before, so I have a video on cleaning the carburetor, so go ahead and review that, because I'm going to do exactly the same thing I did on that other video. So, alright, no sense in watching it twice. So we'll get the carburetor all cleaned up. Well, I got the carburetor all clean, and took the emulsion tube out this time on it. Used a banjo string to clean out the little holes. Got that idea from Cody Bask up in Alaska. Alright, well, we'll get this fuel pump off, and we'll test it, make sure it works. Yeah. Get this off of there. There we go. Yep, that's what it looks like on the inside. Had a little cam that rides against this. Whoops. Yeah, it pushes gas out, that's for sure. All right. Okay, so I took the hose off the gas tank, and there's an inline filter, okay? So make sure you get this cleaned up, because that could have been what was causing most of the problem. You know, if you're going to use this tank on this motor and it's been sitting a long time, you need to take this apart and get this filter out of there and clean the filter. And if it's really bad, you need to replace it. Alright? So, there's two what look like emulsion tubes in this carburetor. This one has a rubber plug that goes in. Let me switch hands so you can see it. The rubber plug sits in there like that, you know, so you get your screwdriver, pull that rubber plug out, and unscrew this. And this is what typically looks like an emulsion tube that goes all the way down inside there. Hang on a second. This is the emulsion tube, like I said, that you normally see that's in a carburetor, right? And it's underneath that rubber plug, and it's all the way down, threaded all the way down, and then you go in there and make sure everything's clean. I have a banjo string here, okay? And the banjo string is good for going through everything. Like that, you know, swirling around, and then through these tiny holes and out the other side. You go through every one of them, and so forth. Anyway, you get the idea. And this thing, I was watching Cody Bass, and he took one of these out on the video I watched this morning, and I went, oh crap, I forgot to take that out. So it's a good thing I watched it. So anyway, I got to clean that with the carb cleaner, clean this with carb cleaner, but everything else I've already done. So I'm just going to put it back together, and that way I know it's all done. But this one that comes out of this area right here, comes out of this one, and then takes the screw, the cap screw on top. That also is a jet. Okay, it has a hole in it, right? Okay, so I used the banjo string for cleaning that one out. Just make sure there wasn't any crap in there. Clean it with carb cleaner. And this one here too, yesterday I did. This one has a really... This one has a real tiny hole in it. But I was able to get it in there. And there it goes. See? And same thing there. You go through and hit all these other little holes and stuff, you know. Then you clean it out with a carb cleaner, and you're good to go. So I wanted to show you the banjo banjo string that Cody Bass, he uses guitar strings. I use banjo strings. Thanks, Cody. Anyway, so here we go. This will be the next thing that goes on, since it was the last thing I took off. So we'll get this on, get the wiring hooked up. I took all this out and I cleaned all these tubes out with Yamaha. And the way you get this out, there's a bolt right here. You take that out, you take the clip off, you take this out and clean it all up. I need to put a little lube on these things so it's easy to get it on and off. And then to take this whole thing out of here, other than taking this bolt off, is this this screw right here. And then make sure you turn it sideways. There's a slot there. And you can pull the whole thing out and clean the tubes and clean all the cowling up, so it's ready to go. All right, so let's put this thing on. Okay, got the gear shift on, works. Okay, and you knock it in there. It's got a half moon fitting, and you get it on there, and there's a countersunk screw that goes up from the bottom. That's how you get it on there, just so you know. Alrighty. Okay, so this has anti-seize on it. I'm putting all these bolts back in. Now one of these, the bolts broke off in it from a long time ago. I don't know if it's on this side or the other side. nice seize on it. Let's see what do we got left. We got the choke. Gotta get it in there. There we go. Get it hooked up. Screwdriver. Push it over. There we go. Oh. Gotta get this hooked up. Buddy, quiet! There we go. So that's hooked up. Gotta get the throttle cable. Get it hooked up. There we go. Make sure that's all the way down. Tighten this up. Get a better screwdriver. Make sure we get it tight. Okay. There we go. All right. The throttle cable's hooked up right. What else? I think that's it. Carburetor's all clean, all hooked back up. Fuel lines hooked up. I need to put a tie strap right there. So let's see. I think I got a tie strap up here. Hey buddy, quiet. I also have a gun for doing that. All right. Goes like this. You get it snug. And then clip it right here, just like that. That's tight. That's how you do that. All right, I think we're all done. Yep, just missing a couple bolts. I'll see if I can round up some bolts, put that together, put the cover back on. I'm going to put the cover on after we test it. So the next thing is putting it in the tank, putting fuel in it, and test it out. All right. Well, let's fire this thing up, choke it. There we go. Runs nice and slow. I might even have to turn the idle up. Choked all the way in. Forward. Neutral. Reverse. Gonna hold up on it. Nice slow idle. Try it one more time. The handle here, if you put it in the red and start it, it starts up too fast. So once you have it warmed up, you have it all the way down, you can still start it. You don't have to have it on the red. All right. Well, it's fixed. Anyway, if you like the video, please subscribe, leave comments, hit the notification bell, and give me a thumbs up for like. Thanks.